Hi guys, it's Diane with Southern City Girl. How are you guys doing today? I really hope everybody's doing okay. It's really cold out here where we're at in Arizona. We were supposed to get some snow, but we didn't get it. Okay, today I'm going to be making some chicken and dumplings. It's been a very long time since I have made chicken and dumplings. I don't make it very often because Les and Joe aren't too fond of soups, but I like them and I like chicken and dumplings, so we're going to make them. Okay, what I've done so far is I have 10 cups of chicken stock. Let me bring you down here so you can see what I have. Okay, 10 cups of chicken stock in my pot. In there I had them cut up. I cut my vegetables up about that size. You can cut yours up thicker if you want to, different shapes if you want to, but that's how I did it. I have 2 pretty good sized carrots, 2 good size of stalks of celery, and a half of a good size of a white onion. I cooked them in here till they got done. Not mushy, but al dente like, because that's the way we like them. And I took them out. The reason I took them out because I don't want them to cook anymore in here because of what I'm going to be doing. Okay. I got my stock in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I use to season up my chicken and dumplings. Now, this stuff is really hard to find sometimes. I have found it at Safeway, Stater Brothers. You can go online and you can order it. I've cut this off of the boxes because I had to order online because I couldn't find it anymore. It's called Spike. This is a salt-free, and I also have Spike Original. Okay, so that's what this is. Guys, this stuff, I call it the magical seasoning. It is really good. If you can't find it, you can use poultry seasoning, thyme, bay leaf. I will have, in my recipe below, I will show you what else you can use as seasonings if you don't have this. But this is what we're going to use today. Okay, let me see here. I got to taste this. Okay, the reason I had to taste it because one is salty and one is not salty. The salty one is very, very salty. This is why I buy the salty and I buy the unsalt. And then I mix them together to get the flavoring that I want. So I'm going to start out by adding 1 teaspoon of the salted one. Now remember, this is very salty, which a lot of seasonings are. And I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons. Now let's just do 1 teaspoon right now. Let's taste it. Okay? Because we don't want to do too much. Guys, I don't measure when I cook. I just dump in and I taste. That's why it's really hard for me to tell you. So right now we're kind of learning together, okay? But I want to measure for you guys so that you guys will know how much to put in here. Okay, let me taste this. Okay, no. I think I would like to have another teaspoon of the unsalted. And maybe just a half, maybe an eighth of a teaspoon of the salted. That's it, just an eighth. Okay. You guys can add more salt in here if you want. More salt, add it to your taste. It's really kind of hard to tell you exactly what to put in here. So you're going to have to taste your broth as you guys go along. Okay, we're going to leave it like that for right now until we get our other stuff done. Now what I'm going to do is I have nothing in my pot but my stock and my seasonings. So I'm going to make the dumplings right now. And we're going to put them in here. Now I'm going to use, excuse me, I'm going to use Bisquick to make the dumplings. You can make homemade dumplings with flour. It's flour and I think it's baking soda, baking powder. I don't know because I don't usually use that. I use Bisquick. I will put the recipe down below. It's over there. I can't see it without my glasses. But I do know I want 2 cups of Bisquick. Okay. And make sure your Bisquick is not expired. If your Bisquick is expired, your dumplings are not going to rise like they should. So you got to make sure that your Bisquick, you click on the expiration date on your box. Make sure it's not expired. And I think these turn out just as good as the homemade ones. You know, you can differ with me on that if you want. That's perfectly fine. And what I'm making, I'm not making the rolled dumplings, you guys. I am making the old-fashioned drop biscuit dumplings because that's what I like. Now we need 2/3 cups of milk. Depending on the altitude, the weather that it is, you might need a little bit more, a little bit less. And so we're just going to use most of it. We're going to try, see how much this is, and we're going to go with that. Now, while you're mixing this, guys, do not overmix. I can tell that I need the rest of this. Do not overmix this because it will either fall apart on you and it will be really hard to drop in your broth without staying together. So try not to mix it too much. Okay. So I pretty much got my ball right there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to let this sit here just for a minute. Let it sit here so that it has a little bit of time to rise. Okay? And while we're doing that, I'm going to show you over here. Let me wipe my hands off. Okay, what I did is I have already pre-cooked my chicken thighs. I have about 3 to 4 chicken thighs in here, about 4. It depends on how much chicken you like in your chicken and dumplings, and it depends on how you like it. Now, I don't like it shredded. I like to kind of make it in strips like this. See that? Now, if you want it shredded, if you want it to go cubes, just chunks or strips like this, it is entirely up to you. But this is how we're going to use ours today. And I like to use the thighs because what I do is I put thighs in water. You can use broth also while you're making this. Put your 4 thighs in your water and cook it until the thighs are all the way done. Then take them out, take your skin off of it, let them sit and let it cool really good. Or save them for the next day or whenever you want to make your chicken and dumplings. Make sure you don't wait too long. You don't want them to go spoil. Okay, so we have our chicken already, our vegetables ready, our dumplings should be ready. Now when you do the dumplings, it can be tricky sometimes because I've failed on these a lot of times sometimes. So I hope they turn out today. Okay, now you're going to take and you're going to drop your dumplings in your water that is very, very, very hot. You don't want to keep your water boiling to bubble, 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 because these will fall apart. Okay, I think they set long enough. So we've got our broth nice and hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of get them like this because I'm not really going to drop them with my spoon because I want to make sure that they're stuck together really good. And that one's not sticking good together. Put that one over there a minute. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm going to just pat it in my spoon right here, and then we're going to drop it. Very carefully, very gently drop it. You do not want to stir this while your dumplings are in there. Okay? And you can also make your dumplings whatever size you want to make. These are going to be pretty good size. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can eat this. Okay? You can do these in strips if you want to. However you want to do them in. I've even seen some people, like this is a little bit dry down here, so I'm hoping these don't fall apart, so I'm having to kind of make sure they get pretty sticky together here. I've also seen people use real thick tortillas. They've done that before. And that was pretty interesting when I watched that. Okay. Gosh, it's been so long since I've made this, guys. Let's hope it turns out. Now, these guys don't like a lot of dumplings, like me. So that's why I'm only making this amount. Okay. And you can put water on your hands. That would help a lot from this stuff not sticking on your hands. Or a little bit of flour. But I didn't have that ready, so we're just going to use what we got here, okay? Okay. So, stick these dumplings in here. We're going to cover it with the lid. And we're going to put this on here. We're going to let them cook for about 10 minutes. Wait a minute, I just now remembered something. We're going to take the lid off for about 10 minutes, okay? Alright guys, like I said, we're learning here together again because it's been forever since I have done this. Now I'll be very, very happy if this turns out. So this is kind of like doing it live with you guys, but yet I'm not live because I don't edit my videos. The only thing on my videos, put you up here a little bit so I can talk to you. The only thing on my videos that I edit is my pictures for my thumbnail when I do go upload it. It's the only thing I do. It's because I haven't learned how to edit yet. I know there's editing programs, and I will get there. I am learning. I just want to say thanks, guys, thanks for being patient with me while I learn how to do all this stuff in video, and it's a job. I'm going to put this on real quick. This wasn't 10 minutes, but I'm going to put it on. I'm going to turn my thing down a little bit because it's bubbling. I don't want to do that. But, you know, guys, thank you so much for being patient with me and learning with me because, like, these chicken dumplings, it's been forever since I've made them. And I'm really reminding myself how to do it. I could turn the video off and I could do it all over again, but you know what? I'm not going to do it. Because we're going to learn this. We're going to get this down, guys. I think it's going to turn out. I hope so. Okay. So while we wait for our dumplings to get done, I'm going to say goodbye just for a few seconds. Okay? We'll be right back. Okay. Okay, guys. I took my dumplings out. They're all done, and they turned out good. Let me show you. They did not fall apart. Now, these are big. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a little piece of one down here, a couple pieces. So for 2 cups of Bisquick, 2/3 cup of milk, letting it set for a little bit, you get about 6 good-sized dumplings. If you make them smaller, you're going to have about 12. So it depends on how big you want them. I like them big like that. Okay, now, what I have left here is I have my broth. So let's see. I'm going to make some gravy, but first I want to show you 2 different ways that you can have this. I'm going to put my vegetables back in. And I'm going to put my chicken in. I'm going to let this cook just for a little bit because my chicken is cold. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that right there. Not really. Inside there. Got my chicken, my vegetables. So we're going to cook that just for a little bit. Now, excuse me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, when the chicken gets nice and warm, I'm going to plate it up in this bowl, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can do it. I'm going to make a bowl with the rest of the broth that's in here, the stock that's in here. I'm going to make a gravy, and we're going to make it another way too. When I lived in California, the Hesperia, Victorville area, they have a place called Molly's Country Kitchen, Molly's Cafe. Delicious food. Every Tuesday she had chicken and dumplings. There's also one in Apple Valley, but they don't serve chicken and dumplings. I don't think I've ever known them to do it, but they don't serve it on Tuesdays like the other ones do. I would go there sometimes on Tuesdays just to get their chicken and dumplings. What she did is she didn't have like a soupy broth with the vegetables and the dumpling in it. She made a gravy. She would put the dumpling on the plate with the chicken was mixed in with some gravy. The vegetables were mixed in with the gravy. She poured the gravy over the dumpling. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Now, I know that I'm not going to make them just like she made them. I don't know how she makes them delicious, but we're going to try to make them close to that because I loved it that way. But if you don't want the gravy on it, this is pretty much done. Just like this, you could pretty much dish it up, and I'm going to show you. Okay. Get you a dumpling over here. Move this out of the way. Okay. Okay. Let me get my ladle. Now this is, like I said, pretty much done. And you want to taste it if you want more seasoning in it. Put more seasoning at this time before you pour it into your bowl. Depends on how much seasoning you like. Some people don't like as much salt. Some people don't like as much pepper. Come to think of it, I forgot my pepper. Let me get my pepper out. Okay guys, thanks for cooking with me. I appreciate it. So, we're probably just going to do maybe a half of a teaspoon of pepper, and then maybe not even that, maybe a fourth, because there's not a whole lot of broth in here. Like again, like I said, it's up to you how much pepper and how much seasonings you have. Chicken and dumplings is one of those things that you got to really taste the broth. With any seasoning, really, you got to really taste the broth to get it to your taste and your liking. Okay, so I put a dumpling in this bowl, right here. Okay, let's see here. This on top of here so you guys can see the chicken. Okay. Now, this is the soup base chicken and dumplings right here. So if you want it with just real soup, which in the wintertime this is delicious like this because it's nice and hot. And it's really nice to warm you up if you're cold. We're going to set that over there for right now. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to take some more of this out and put it in here only because I don't know if the guys are going to want all the gravy or not. So we'll just set some of this aside for them if they want it like that. Okay. Now we're going to make some gravy. This is what I'm going to be using. You can buy the packaged chicken gravy, poultry gravy in the store. I've had this. This is what I use on occasion. I don't use it too often, but this is what we're using today. So it's telling us that we need, where did my glasses go? Oh, here they are. Okay. Okay, so what we need is 1/4. I think I'm going to do, let's see, 1 cup. How much gravy? Let's see. 1 quart will make 1 cup. Okay. So that would be good. Okay, we're starting out with 1 cup of the gravy mix. That seems like a lot. Let's go with 3/4 right now. Like I said, I'll have the recipe down below, guys, so that you won't be confused. Okay, we're going to mix it in with our water. And just do it a little bit at a time. Mix it in a little at a time because you don't want it clumpy. This is already smelling delicious. Okay, so I have used 3/4 of a cup of the gravy mix. Now when you buy the gravy packets, because what I have here, I've had a hard time finding it again in that big bottle. You can even make this over the stove, but it's a little more tedious, so this is just the easy way. And you can also, what I think is really good in this, you can also add milk instead of water. It gives it a little bit more rich taste to it. Okay, so I'm going to taste it. Not with that spoon. I don't want to taste with that spoon. Let's taste it. See what it tastes like. Okay, that's okay, but I think I want to tone it down a little bit, so I'm going to get me some milk. Okay, and I'm going to add just a little bit of milk to it. That was probably about 1/2 cup. Okay, spoon, taste it. That's much better. So remember, you're going to have 2 ways, and I'm going to let this thicken up. You're going to have 2 ways that you can serve this. And I'm going to show you when this gets done what to do with that. Then I'll show you the other again. So let me let this thicken up, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, my gravy got thick, and you can have it thicker than this if you want it. Let me bring you down here. Move my pot out of the way just a little bit here. Now for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, I live in a fifth wheel, so I don't have a whole lot of space to work here. We're going to try to move this stuff out of the way so that you can see this. Okay, here's the dumplings, and I put the gravy on top of that. Now you can serve it like that, with gravy, with thick gravy. What I did was, when I left you guys last time, I kind of tweaked it a little bit so I could get it thick. I added a can of cream of chicken soup, and I just cooked it until it got thick. So that's the gravy over the dumplings, like that. Or you can have it like this with the soup, a real soupy kind, like that. It all depends on how you want it. You guys can add extra vegetables in here too. You can add peas, sweet potatoes. I've seen people do sweet potatoes before. I wouldn't want to put sweet potatoes in there. But it all depends on what you guys want. Let me turn this light off over here. Shut my cabinet. It all depends on how you guys want your chicken and dumplings. This was a little challenge for me this day because I did it live to you, but it's recorded live. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you enjoy some chicken and dumplings on a nice, cold winter day. God bless you guys. Always remember who you are. Always be kind. And always forgive. God bless you guys. Please like my channel. Thank you. Bye.